There is an old wisdom that teaches the skill of restraint, of holding back certain words, and of keeping secrets in the ever-connected world of today, when sharing has become almost second nature. The Stoic philosophy's teachings on the importance of discretion and stillness are explored in this day and age. The Stoics provide us insights into why sometimes saying nothing at all is the most impactful thing we can say. With their emphasis on virtue, self-control, and inner peace, we'll learn the importance of knowing what to share and what to keep close to our chest as we explore this subject, as well as how this practice can lead to a more contented and genuine life. Learn about the 11 topics that the Stoics would prefer not to share with others by sticking with me all the way through. Avoid discussing your accomplishments in number 1. There is a certain power and beauty in choosing not to talk about one's accomplishments in today's world, where self-promotion and personal branding seem to be the standard. Excessive boasting or self-centeredness might be conveyed when we talk about our achievements. This can make people around us uncomfortable, although it's normal to feel proud of our accomplishments and want to share them. Doing so constantly might create an atmosphere where conversations turn into competitions. It has the power to obscure others' emotions and make them feel as though their achievements pale in comparison. Additionally, repeatedly discussing accomplishments might lead to inflated expectations. People could start to expect you to always be at the top, leaving little tolerance for mistakes or failure. If they constantly hear about your successes, making one feel as though they are constantly being watched, this can create excessive pressure and tension. On the other hand, when we let our actions speak louder than our words, we create room for genuine appreciation and recognition. The acknowledgement feels more genuine when others discover or acknowledge our accomplishments without asking. Additionally, it permits natural conversations in which others can ask genuine questions and learn about our experiences without feeling dominated. 2. Avoid bringing up unresolved difficult issues. There is wisdom in choosing to refrain from bringing up unsolved issues in the complex web of human interactions. Investigating unsolved matters can increase stress, distort views, and lead to needless conflict, particularly when done in inappropriate situations or with others who are not directly involved. Moreover, discussing such issues without coming to a conclusion or having a clear understanding might lead to false information and add to the complexity rather than the clarity. The duality of control, focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot, is one of the basic teachings of the Stoic philosophy. We run the risk of being overwhelmed by things outside of our immediate control by constantly bringing up unresolved issues. The importance of maintaining inner peace and composure is emphasized by Stoic philosophers such as Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius. Conversations about unsolved issues might disturb this inner peace and lead us further away from Stoic principles. The Stoics also believe that one should act with reason and purpose. Discussing unresolved issues without a clear goal in mind, such as to find a solution or understand them, can be viewed as an exercise in futility and a departure from the Stoic path of difficult action. Introspection, understanding the nature of the situation, and finding internal resolution or acceptance before discussing it openly are instead advocated by the Stoics. 3. Keep your good deeds to yourself. Even while it's human nature to want acknowledgement and gratitude, constantly discussing our acts of kindness might take away from their genuine meaning and come off as a request for approval or praise. Highlighting our good actions may inadvertently shift the focus away from the charitable act itself and toward the individual. Over time, this may create the perception that the actions are driven more by a desire for recognition than by genuine goodwill. They could be perceived as transactional or self-serving, rather than acts of genuine kindness. From a larger social standpoint, good deeds run the risk of becoming routinely discussed and expected, or even commodified, instead than being unprompted acts of kindness or compassion. The essence of altruism, where the joy is in the act itself rather than in its recognition, may be undermined by this. Refrain from sharing your resentment, which brings us to the 4th rule. There is a subtle yet potent strength in choosing to refrain from sharing our resentment in the interrelated world of human connections and social interactions. Sharing our feelings and experiences is an essential component of successful communication, but doing so can frequently lead to more harm than good. We can cloud our judgment, damage our relationships, and amplify negative emotions by airing every grudge or resentment, especially when done carelessly. We run the risk of misunderstanding, worsening conflict, or being perceived as always negative when we share our resentment. These discussions may unintentionally amplify the problem, causing additional resentment and animosity, rather than promoting understanding or seeking a resolution. Furthermore, focusing on grievances all the time might create a mental feedback loop that makes us more sensitive to positive experiences and less sensitive to negative ones, distorting our perception of reality. Resentments are viewed as disturbances of the mind that result from our judgments and perceived slights from a Stoic perspective. Epictetus and other Stoic thinkers believe that our perception of events, rather than external events, is what disturbs us. We reinforce these interpretations by repeatedly sharing our resentments, giving them more power over how we feel. 5. Don't share your dreams with anyone. There's a certain mystique associated with choosing to keep your dreams to yourself when navigating the path of dreams and dreams. In essence, dreams are very personal ideas of ourselves that we aspire to be or accomplish. There are instances when keeping them close can prove to be more beneficial than sharing them with the world, which might feel like a way to get approval or support. When we talk about our dreams honestly, they are exposed to a range of reactions, from support and encouragement to doubt and skepticism. Positive reinforcement can be inspiring, but negative or dismissive responses can lower our spirits and cast doubt on our goals, especially if these dreams are still in the early stages. External opinions might readily sway them, making them vulnerable. Even before any true progress is accomplished, prematurely discussing dreams can create a sense of accomplishment. Talking about a goal can lead to an early sense of completion in psychology, which can lessen the drive to really act on it. We ensure that our motivation remains internal, driven by genuine enthusiasm rather than external validation, by keeping our dreams private. Don't reveal your following steps in Step 6. Choosing not to reveal your next steps is a proverbial wisdom found in the strategic game of life, where every action can shape our future. Keeping our plans close to our chest can be a useful tool in ensuring the effectiveness and integrity of our actions as we follow our courses, pursue our goals, and navigate our path. Disclosing our next course of action can frequently make us susceptible to external opinions and influences. Whether intentionally or not, these external voices have the power to plant doubt in our minds, leading us astray or impairing the clarity of our vision. The act of keeping our plans secret enables us to maintain our resolve, ensuring that our choices are based on our own insights and convictions rather than the clamor of outside perspectives. Not revealing our next steps can also provide a competitive edge in a world where competition might be intense. Keeping our strategies secret guarantees that they remain original and pure, allowing us to preserve an advantage, whether in business, academia, or other personal endeavors. 7. Keep your doubts and uncertainties to yourself. Though repeated voicing of doubts might have unexpected consequences, vulnerability and openness are essential for genuine conversations and strong friendships. Regularly indecisiveness and a lack of confidence can be conveyed by icing uncertainties. People's opinions of our talents might be influenced by this perception, particularly when we hold leadership or professional positions. In a world where direction and confidence are frequently associated with strength, too much doubt might inadvertently make one appear less powerful to others. Moreover, when spoken repeatedly, doubts and uncertainties have the potential to become self-fulfilling prophecies, making them appear more significant and unbeatable than they may actually be. The act of verbalizing them might reinforce their presence in our brains. Over time, this can create a cycle where doubt fosters doubt, slowing down activity and decision-making. This does not, however, imply that genuine worries should be downplayed or that help should not be sought when needed. The ability to perceive is crucial. Recognizing when to voice doubt is beneficial, and when it may be detrimental is important. Eighth, steer clear of talking about people. We unintentionally invite conjecture and assumptions when we engage in discussions about someone who isn't present. These conversations have a tendency to quickly veer from truth to opinion, and before we know it, hearsay and reality are blurring together. This undermines the integrity of the conversation and those participating in it, in addition to doing a disservice to the person being discussed. The ubiquitous practice of talking negatively about other people, known as gossip, has been widely acknowledged as detrimental. It has the potential to destroy trust, foster negativity, and create pointless conflict. It can be detrimental to productivity and team cohesion in work environments. It can weaken ties and create rifts in relationships between people. Epictetus and Seneca are two examples of Stoic thinkers who feel that our attention should be focused on the things that we can control. Speaking about other people is outside of this area, as we are only able to control how we react to other people's actions. Stoicism encourages us to lead by example, to be more understanding and less judgmental, recognizing that each person is on their own journey. 9. Do not share your moments of solitude with others. There is a counterintuitive wisdom in choosing to keep your moments of solitude private in today's ever-connected world, where sharing has become second nature. Thinkers, artists, and spiritual seekers have long valued solitude as a place of introspection and renewal. It's a hallowed place where, away from the clamor and distractions of the outside world, one can connect with one's deepest thoughts. You retain the authenticity and purity of these moments by keeping them to yourself. The experience goes from being an inward journey to becoming an external exhibition the moment we share or broadcast them. The focus can unintentionally shift to capturing the ideal shot or framing the experience for an audience, as opposed to the peaceful reflection of a sunset or the peace of a solo walk. The essence of the experience can be diminished by the act of sharing itself. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, emphasizes the importance of introspection and person development. Stoic thinkers contend that solitude, a way of thinking free from the influence of society and external influences, is where some of our most deep progress can be found. By keeping these moments private, we adhere to Stoic precepts, giving ourselves the time and space to fully comprehend and internalize our insights free from external influence. 10. Don't bring up lessons that weren't learned. Every individual faces challenges and lessons throughout their life that must be learned at different times. In a world that values the open sharing of experiences, it can be tempting to talk about these unfinished lessons, but sometimes there is virtue in moderation. Sometimes, discussing unlearned lessons can lead us to form hurried judgments or hold mediocre opinions. We run the risk of disseminating inaccurate or incomplete information when we share them with others, which also reveals our lack of understanding. Asking for help to properly understand a lesson and assuming we have understood something we haven't fully assimilated are two different things. Speaking on lessons not yet learned might sometimes create the mistaken sense of progress. One would feel a false sense of accomplishment from just talking about them, which would reduce the drive to truly understand and internalize the lesson. This has the potential to halt genuine development and trap us in a never-ending condition of ignorance. 11. Don't reveal your most secret plans to anyone. Many visionaries, thinkers throughout history have tapped into the power of discretion because they understand that the path to success is frequently paved with unanticipated challenges that call for cautious navigation. When we reveal our most ambitious goals, we unintentionally make them open to a wide range of external influences. These can include skeptics and prospective competitors, as well as unsolicited advice and opinions. Every individual we share experiences has their own set of biases and beliefs, which might cloud the initial clarity and purpose of our intentions. We ensure that our plans remain unadulterated and uninfluenced by safeguarding their sanctity, allowing us to follow them with pure intent. We exercise Stoic control by keeping our innermost thoughts to ourselves, ensuring that our actions are driven by our own judgments and are not influenced by external forces. Being a master of our inner domain, as taught by Stoicism, gives us the ability to decide what to reveal and what to hold on to.